I love Columbus.
An effective leader.
Well, first of all, I like the budget. But what we're going to do in this budget is that we have a health care clinic. And as health care is going, we're stressing prevention. Prevention is the key for everything. So we have a health care clinic, which is financially cheaper, less inexpensive for the employees. At the same time, it also has a lot of preventive measures in it. So the employees have that option. That is the least expensive option.
It's not the fact that the citizens have not invested in the city's budget to make sure that we're adequately funded for the citizens to receive the services that they want, and especially not just the quantity of services, but also the quality. So I do agree that there needs to be some cutbacks, but I'm at disagreement that it needs to be across the board. There are some areas that we do not need to cut spending in or cut funding, and public safety is one of them. I know that my opponent has voted to reduce public safety funding in each budget year, and that's where we are at differences at. With crime being on the rise, and especially with District 1 having 1 out of every 3 burglaries in the city taking place in District 1, we cannot afford in District 1, nor as a city, to reduce the funding for public safety and law enforcement. One of the proposals that I would put forth is community policing. When we voted to have the 1-cent sales tax, the loss, put in place, which added some odd $30 million to our budget, 20 million, which is 70% roughly, which was put directly to public safety. We wanted to see these police officers have a strong presence in our neighborhood.
I don't think that crime is major in Columbus. Crime is all over. And I don't think crime here in Columbus is any worse than any other place. In fact, there are a lot of other places where crime is worse than in Columbus. But what I would like to see is, and what I would like to see implemented, and I spoke with the chief of police about this, is a more intensive community policing.
Crime is an issue. For one, we cannot market and bring businesses specifically to the city if our crime rate is high.
But what I would like to see implemented even more is to have the officers, have bikes on the back of their vehicles and get off and bike through the area, intermittently, various places, so that they can slow down a little bit from driving through the district in their vehicles. They can slow down somewhat and actually talk to people. I think the foremost issue, if you really want to see, if you go down to the Department of Labor, you see how the line goes like this here, out the door. It breaks my heart to see that many people out of work, and to me, that is the foremost thing. The greatest concern, not only in this city, but in the majority of cities, is employment. And our chamber has consistently done a marvelous job, and each mayor and each council has supported our chamber as far as bringing jobs into Columbus. But, you know, this is something that the nation has not really felt since 1930s, the Great Depression. This is the huge recession, and it's impacted every city, and it's impacted Columbus as well.
When you have low crime, then you're able to market the city in a way to bring more jobs and more opportunities. Also, when crime is low, you also have a better environment in which our academic programs can thrive. The second thing that I would do is make sure that we're adequately funding public safety. We have to make sure that our benefit packages are competitive with our neighboring counties. It really makes no sense to me that we can lose officers because they seek jobs elsewhere where benefits in smaller counties such as LaGrange, which does not have half the money set aside for public safety as we do. How do we lose our officers to our neighboring counties? So this is the second way. The third way that I would suggest is we have to bring more jobs here. When you bring more jobs into the city and specifically into District 1, then when people are well paid, then crime rates go down. When you start talking about the amount of development that has happened in Columbus, a lot of it is northward and also downtown. District 1 has not seen the same development at the rate that other districts have seen.
First of all, I'm shocked that he would say something like that, because the only thing you have to do is go down to the city government You can see in the city government what resources are distributed equally.
We need a council person that is effective in getting the buy-in from other council persons and also other city leaders.
And I'll just name one. The Boxwood Center, when I first was elected in '06, I noticed that there were 3 rec centers that had been closed for about 10 years. So I went to council and I said, you want to know something? We need to reopen those or give those centers that are closed to private individuals or organizations that really want to do something. So we opened up 3 of them.
For one, I would just like to see balanced growth. It's very important that we do not grow in one area or one side of town and leave another side of town behind. We need to make sure that that growth is balanced, and balanced growth will give us healthy growth, and healthier growth will give us a healthier city.
Well, Mr. Baker and his spouse, they got 2 of them, and the Boxwood Center was one of them. Unfortunately, the only requirement was for them to fix it up and keep it open. Unfortunately, that wasn't done. We took those centers back. Well, we reopened the Boxwood Center because the Boxwood Center is an area where there was initially a lot of crime, but there were good people in that area. I mean, really good, hardworking, so it was a small percentage of people. And the mayor and I, we had a conversation. We realized, if we had a center there, that would do a lot to galvanize the community. So that's what we did. We got $65,000 from the OLOS funding to repair it. That has been a godsend to not only that specific area community, but the outlying communities that border, that come over to that center. Got a program for the children. St. Thomas Episcopal Church has partnered with us, and they have a soccer program. We also do tutoring there. It's a gathering places for seniors as well as for the young people in the community to come there to play ball. So it has decreased, according to Seth Brown, who is the crime prevention director, Part 1 crimes by 10%. That's significant. And if he were in the community to see it, he wouldn't have made that statement. I never like to toot my own horn. This is an election year, but I think everyone knows what I do. First of all, I walk the streets of my district every day. It's undeniable. People see me walking. And it allows me an opportunity to put eyes on what the city needs to do in the area, but it also allows me the opportunity to talk to the residents, because my job on city council is not to make decisions for my constituents, it's to listen and to let the city government know what their wishes, desires, and concerns are.
Okay, for one, we need to get results. It's high time that we continue to talk about the problems and talk about the issues and only basically nick at them. We need really for these issues to be handled and solved. And I will bring that type of leadership to District 1. I currently am the chairman of the Board of Equalization, so I understand property tax and also the appeals process. Also, I spent 3 years on the Planning Advisory Commission, in which I was able to approve, disapprove, deny, accept, and also send the proposals to council to where all rezoning and proposed new zoning would be put forth in the city. So I've seen the growth all over Columbus, and I've had my hands in them and made those decisions. So right now, I will bring that same service, the same intellectual capacity and strength to the seat of council so that District 1 thrives just like the rest of Columbus.
Yeah, just the fact that this is the best time of my life. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm retired twice. So my time is my time. So I'm doing exactly what I want to do, and that's to serve the citizens of District 1, and I want to continue serving them. So I'm asking for their vote on May 20th.
We need a city council person that can match the growth of the rest of the city. We do not need to be left behind, and we need to make sure that those same opportunities are available, not only in District 1, but that all of Columbus is made better. And I'm asking people to vote starting April 28th through May 20th for Zeth Baker for a better Columbus, specifically a better District 1.